Welcome to a world of epic battles, divine wisdom, and timeless drama. Betrayal, war, and celestial power. This isn't just a story, it's the Mahabharata. India's greatest saga of fate, family, and fierce destiny. Subscribe now and dive into the Mahabharata like never before. Let the epic begin.
Episode 1 King Shantanu and the River Ganga. 8 sons, 1 survives. Devrata Bhishma. Long ago, in the golden age of kings and sages, the mighty Kuru dynasty ruled the plains of the holy river Ganga. Among its most noble rulers was King Shantanu, a wise and virtuous monarch of Hastinapur. He ruled with fairness and compassion, and his kingdom prospered like spring after winter. Yet, for all his glory, Shantanu was a widower. His heart, though full of duty, longed for love once more. One morning, as he wandered along the banks of Ganga, lost in thought, he saw her. She was not a mortal woman. Her eyes shimmered like moonlight on water. Her movements flowed like the river itself. Dressed in white silk and adorned with pearls, she seemed to be a goddess walking on the earth. Shantanu was enchanted. "Who are you?" he asked, stepping towards her. "I am Ganga," she replied, her voice as soft as ripples on a quiet stream. The king's heart surged. "Will you be my queen?" Ganga smiled. "Yes, but on one condition." Shantanu leaned forward. "Name it." "You must never question my actions, no matter what I do. If you break this promise, I will leave you forever." So bewitched was Shantanu that he agreed without hesitation. And thus the goddess Ganga became queen of Hastinapur. Time passed and their love blossomed. Soon Ganga bore a son, a child as beautiful as the dawn. But on the very day of his birth, Ganga carried the newborn to the river and without a word drowned him. King Shantanu was horrified, but remembered his promise. So he said nothing. Then he bore a second son, and again carried the baby to the river and let the waters take him. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Each time Shantanu's heart broke a little more. His people whispered the palace grew cold with sorrow. Yet the king remained silent, bound by his vow. When the eighth child was born, Ganga walked once more to the river, her eyes calm and her arms cradling the infant. But this time the king couldn't bear it no longer. "Stop!" he cried, voice trembling. "What cruel mother destroys her own children? You've killed 7 sons. I cannot be silent." Ganga turned, her eyes filled with divine sadness. "You have broken your promise," she said gently, "and so I must leave you. But before I go, I will tell you the truth." So Ganga revealed a secret that stunned the king. "These sons," she said, "were no ordinary children. They were the 8 Vasus, celestial beings who had once angered the sage Vasishta by stealing his sacred cow. As punishment, they were cursed to be born as mortals. The Vasus had pleaded with the sage to ease their suffering, and he granted a partial reprieve. They would be born as humans, but quickly released from earthly life. Only the 8th, Prabhash, who had instigated the theft, would live a long human life. "I am their mother in both heaven and earth," Ganga continued. "I took form on this world to release them from their curse." She looked down at the child in her arms. "This one, the 8th, must stay. He shall live and rise and earn eternal fame. I will raise him until he is ready. His name will be Devrata." And with that, Ganga vanished into the river with the child, leaving Shantanu broken yet enlightened. Years passed. Shantanu ruled faithfully, but his heart missed both his queen and his child. One day, as he wandered near the Ganga once more, he saw a sight that made his heart leap. A young man, tall and radiant, stood in the shadows, controlling the flow of arrows across the river with grace and skill. His aura was divine, his composure was serene. Shantanu stepped forward. "Who is this youth?" a gentle voice replied. "He is Devrata, your son," Ganga said, appearing from the river once more. trained by the greatest sages, Brahma Rishi Vasisht, the warrior Parshuram. He is wise, noble, and skilled in every art of kingship. Ganga then handed Devrata over to his father. Now it is time for him to walk beside you. King Shantanu embraced his son, his joy overflowing. Years rolled on, and Devrata grew into a man of unmatched brilliance. The people of Hastinapur loved him dearly. The court praised his wisdom and his swordmanship, and mostly his calm leadership. Shantanu now had what he once lost: love, legacy, and a worthy heir. But fate was not done testing him. The kingdom of Hastinapur flourished under the wise and noble rule of King Shantanu. With his son Devrata, later known as Bhishma, by his side, brilliant, brave, and virtuous, the future of the throne looked secure. Peace reigned across the land, but destiny had other plans. One misty morning, as King Shantanu wandered along the banks of Yamuna, his senses were stirred by a delicate fragrance, a subtle sweetness that clung to the air. Following the scent, he came upon a young woman ferrying passengers across the river in a simple wooden boat. Her name was Satyavati. She was no ordinary maiden. Though dressed in humble clothes, her eyes carried depth. Her voice flowed like honey. She spoke with dignity and kindness. Her presence seemed to calm even the restless rivers. Shantanu was captivated, but not by beauty alone, but by her serene spirit. After speaking with her, he returned to the palace, restless and distracted. He had fallen in love. Days later, unable to ignore his heart, the king returned to the river and met Dashraja, the fisherman who was Satyavati's father. Shantanu bowed respectfully. I seek your daughter's hand in marriage, the king said. The fisherman, proud yet humble, nodded slowly. It is an honor, my lord, but I have one condition. Shantanu's brow furrowed. Name it. I ask that the son born to Satyavati shall inherit the throne to Hastinapur. The king froze. His heart sank. But my son Devrata is already the declared heir. He is noble, learned, and beloved by the people. I cannot take that away from him. The fisherman lowered his eyes. Then I cannot give you my daughter. Shantanu left, heavy-hearted. He loved Satyavati deeply, but he could not deny justice to Devrata, who had proven himself worthy in every way. Shantanu did not tell his son why he had grown withdrawn, but Devrata noticed. Father, something troubles you, he said one evening. What weighs on your soul? The king remained silent. So Devrata went to the ministers and learned the truth. His father's heart longed to Satyavati, but duty to his son stopped him from marrying her. Without delay, Devrata mounted his chariot and rode to the fisherman's village. I have come to speak of your daughter, he said, standing before Dashraj. I know why you're here, the fisherman replied. I renounce the throne, Devrata declared. Let the son born to Satyavati be king after my father. The fisherman's eyes widened. But what if your future children claim the throne? It was then that Devrata took a vow so fierce, so final, that the heavens trembled. I swear before gods and men, I shall never marry. I shall live my life in celibacy. I shall serve Hastinapur and protect its throne, but I will never seek it. The skies darkened, thunder rumbled, celestial beings watched in awe. The fisherman bowed deeply. You are no ordinary man. From today you shall be called Bhishma, the one of the terrible vow. When Bhishma returned and told his father, King Shantanu was overcome with both pride and grief. He embraced his son and blessed him. You have given up more than any son ever has, the king said. May death come only when you wish for it. And so Bhishma became invincible, immortal until he chose to die. Shantanu married Satyavati and peace returned to the kingdom for a time. So the moral of this story is that true greatness lies in sacrifice, not for power or pride, but for love, peace, and dharma. Bhishma's story teaches us that some choices shape not just a life, but a legacy.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And for more stories like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one with another twist, another tale, and another truth. Bye bye, see you very soon.